Alright guys, so since I'm just sitting here and I cannot get any work done, I'm going to show y'all how I make a Comfrey Poultice. In fact, I've got one on my elbow right now. I need to switch out. So let's go ahead and put another one on. I'm going to take you along. Okay guys, I'm getting soaking wet. I'm going to run up here and grab some Comfrey. Alright, see these guys right here? Let's just grab like 3 of them. Yeah, let's do 4. Just break them off. Just go inside. So while it's not necessary at all, I go ahead and rinse off my leaves before I put them into my blender. And that just ensures that any dirt isn't going into my blender along with bugs and spiders and stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and rinse them real quick and toss them in there. I really try to rinse right here in this little channel real good. It's kind of like celery stalk. It seems to collect quite a bit of dirt. One thing I've noticed is that these little strings right here, these little fibers, will actually get wrapped around the blade, and then you have to go back in there and unwind them. So if we can cut those into smaller pieces, it really goes a long way. Now, you can definitely just break them like this, but it ends up pulling them apart in most cases. So grab some shears and just go ahead and just cut it into little chunks. See, we got about 2 cups of greens here. And I always add a little bit of water because that helps to get it all blended up. And then I strain some of the water off. I know I'm losing some of the medicinal value there, but it helps to get it all chopped. Alright, so I'm using a Vitamix, but you can really use any blender. And if you don't have a blender, you can just, I've seen people take a rolling pin, stick it in a bag, and just kind of roll over and over and over again with it. I've seen people hit it. You can use a mortar and pestle. You can do whatever you want. You can just rip it up with your fingers and stick it right on the wound. But I like this method best. About it. Got some green soup. Alright, the next thing I do is I go ahead and drain off the water. And I use one of these little strainers. I think this is actually intended to go down into the sink if you're paranoid about food going down and you don't have garbage disposal, or if you're paranoid and you do have a garbage disposal. But I'm going to go ahead and put that right there, and we'll start straining the juice. So I did this morning earlier, and it made Jen just about gag because it kind of plopped out of here pretty nastily. You can see it draining down there. It's got kind of a real gooey, gelatinous thing going on here. I actually go in here and I get messy. I'm going to get my hands in and I start pushing it through. Just starting at the top and working my way down, kind of forcing the juice out the bottom. You can see I'm starting to get a kind of a mat of pulp here. So this is kind of what we're looking for right here. Might want to get a little more juice out of it. Of course, you could just, well, I'm say you could just squeeze with your hands, but what happens there is you end up just mushing it out of your fingers. So I'm just going to continue to get a little bit more here. I think that's about what I'm looking for. And get some of this off the back side. Hopefully you're not queasy, because this does look rather unappetizing. Now, of course, we've still got quite a bit left in here. I'm going to kind of pull this aside, pour a little bit more in here. Repeat the process. Don't worry, we're not going to waste this juice. I'm actually going to put it in my compost. Alright, so that right there is kind of what we're going for. You know, you want to be able to make a little ball out of it. That way it's pliable, still moist, because you're wanting these juices to actually come in contact with your skin and maybe even absorb into your skin. I'm going to go ahead and pour that juice right into our compost bucket. Just like that. Woo! It's going to smell good. Alright y'all, so we've got our comfrey ready to go. Now what do we need? I go ahead and use a saran wrap of sort. This is a Glad cling wrap. Brand doesn't matter. And I use a gauze pad. I'm going to go ahead and basically just get a square of saran and fold it down a little bit to where it's slightly larger than the gauze. Let's go ahead and open this up. And what the saran wrap does is it basically just keeps the juices from going through and getting your ace bandage all nasty. So once we've got that, I'm going to go ahead and put this on here. And now you're kind of seeing how much of the comfrey you would need or want. You're going to want to kind of fill up the area and kind of cover it up. So that's probably just about right. Well, now the only thing that's left to do is to apply it to the wound and wrap it in some sort of a bandage. Okay guys, so I've got my comfrey on top of the gauze, on top of the saran wrap or plastic wrap, and I'm going to put it on with ace bandage. But I want to be really clear about two things. First off, I'm not a doctor, and I'm not claiming that comfrey treats or cures anything. I think there's a lot of evidence out there that suggests that it does, and has been used that way for thousands of years, but I'm not practicing medicine, so I cannot make those claims. Second, I want to make sure that I stress that you do not put comfrey on an open wound. If you've cut yourself, it's a deep cut, or I'd say any cut at all, just to be safe, please do not put comfrey on an open wound, because of the fact that comfrey can heal over the wound so quickly that you might end up trapping an infection inside the wound and causing more problems than good. So I want to get that out of the way, and I'm going to go ahead and put this on my elbow, and looks like the rain has stopped for a little bit, so I'm going to get back to work. The reason I'm putting this on my elbow right now is because somehow I damaged my elbow overworking it or something, and I went to the urgent care, and the doctor said that I have bruises. So pressure and ice is what he recommended. I'm adding pressure, ice, and comfrey. Or I'm adding comfrey to the pressure and ice. And it's actually working out really well. So thanks for watching this video. Like it if you liked it. Subscribe if you're not already. And be sure to click the bell notification icon after you subscribe so that you do not miss out on new videos as we upload them. You can subscribe by clicking on this circle over here and select one of these videos on the left side, and we will see you on that video. Guys, I cannot get anything done today. Ah!